enjoyment? If I ask each one of you, what is your idea of enjoyment? Your answers will be completely different. Completely different. So subjective. But one thing is certain. We're born on this earth to enjoy. Yeah, we have to enjoy our lives. Otherwise, it's really not worth it. What's the point of all this? You're born, you do all kinds of things, then you die. Right? It's all a futile exercise if you're not enjoying yourself. The question becomes, at what point does enjoyment become an obsession? What is it that makes you feel you're enjoying life? A sense of happiness? A sense of enthusiasm? You can get that when you're just chatting with a group of people. You can get that when you're chatting with a group of people in a bar. You can get that when you've had 6 drinks and you're chatting with the people in a bar. Right? So there are different levels of what we consider enjoyment. There was a period in my daughter's life in college, if she didn't go out on Friday night, just a feeling of, I'm missing out. Everybody's enjoying and I'm missing out. And I told her, I said, that feeling of enjoying is a feeling inside of you. It's got little or nothing to do with anything that's outside. It is a feeling, and you can bring that feeling out with something as simple as walking, taking a ride in the bicycle park with your dad, as you can, going to Las Olas Boulevard and trying to find your way into a bar. We have a very warped idea, and this I found a lot when I went to India. I find people are obsessed with going out, enjoying and eating. Enjoy. What does enjoying mean? You have to have a drink in your hand. If you don't have a drink in your hand, you're not enjoying. And this is a battle that Karunya had all her life. She never likes to drink. Doesn't suit her, she doesn't like it. She'll go out with a group of friends of, what they call a happy hour. And everybody's on her case. Come on, have fun, have a drink. And she just could not understand how to explain to people that I'm having a grand time. I just don't need a drink with me to enjoy. This obsession with enjoyment can get you into a lot of difficulty. It always helps if you don't have money. If you don't have money, you'll take your enjoyment from very simple pleasures. Right? The more money you get, your what gives you enjoyment will change. So, for people on the streets, they're sitting in groups around the chula, around the stove and chit-chatting and dancing to Bollywood music. Somebody's put on some radio music. Everybody's having a nice time dancing, chit-chatting. Make a little more money, then it's all about, I can't enjoy myself unless I live in a good community. I can't enjoy myself unless my kids are going to a good school, unless I'm wearing the right clothes, unless I'm driving the right car. So it escalates without you even realizing, to a point where trying to enjoy yourself becomes a stressful activity. You're enjoying event after event after event, experience after experience after experience. There's no respite. You ask anybody, all of you, how your weekends are.
Hectic.
hectic. This one's Shashti of the Purti, this one's this thing, there's some other function, something else. It's all one thing after another.
But that's not enjoyment, it's more of a commitment. Like you have to go and stuff like that. So that's not really an enjoyment. Maybe some places you don't really like to go, but you have to because of the invitation of other people.
Social pressure.
Social pressures.
Social pressure.
That's what I mean, it's one event after another. It's their enjoyment. Somebody is giving a birthday party. It's a sad thing you don't enjoy it and you consider it a commitment. But what I'm trying to say is that, our life becomes, we don't know when to say no, when to put a stop, or when to retreat and when to get back to the simplicity, that we had as children. That innocence that we had as children, that running out in the rain and enjoying yourself, those aha moments that cannot be described, can't put a dollar value to those moments. We lose that as we keep growing older, as we keep getting richer. Who gets rich? The one who keeps that original lifestyle. By changing your lifestyle, by changing your tastes, you're only going to waste all the wealth that you accumulate. Every time you buy a fancy car, every time you buy a fancy dress, every time you go on a fancy holiday, you're only going to lose all the wealth. So Rajiv's suggestion is, instead of going on those holidays, let's subscribe to Discovery and Travel Channel. So we'll sit at home peacefully in the comfort of our living room and watch all these videos.
I said that.
I have a travel video collection.
Exactly. So I'm just saying that you watch. This is at a normal level, at our level. I watched that movie called The Wolf of Wall Street. Did you see that? Any of you have seen it? And the degradation is so unbelievable. It's a different level of society where the parties and the enjoyment, it just never is enough. You want more, and you want more. So how do you enjoy yourself? You have to decide very clearly for yourself. I mean, for me, I have to have many hours of silence. Many hours of silence for me to really enjoy myself. When I hear too much noise, something happens to me. I don't know whether it's something of late or I've always been like that. There was a time when we were young, we were in Buenos Aires, we would go to all these bars and karaoke bars and all till 2 and 3 in the morning. Now I can't stand it if I have to raise my voice and talk. If there's music in a restaurant, I'm not going there. I just can't stand that noise level, that having to scream and shout at each other. I can't do that. I can't have more than one activity on a weekend. I won't go to several places. One place, either on a Friday or a Saturday, whatever one I accept. That's it. Nothing more.
We have to learn that, Kanchana. And learn to say no.
You have to learn to say no at some point, because these are just experiences and experiences and experiences. What do you do when you go to such places? You go thinking you're going to have a good time, nice food, everything. You talk and you talk and you talk about things that don't matter. That really is not an issue, Narendra Modi and solving the problem and why India was divided and what did the British do to us. All useless topics. Nothing that you can do anything about. And you talk and talk and talk and your prana is wasted. By Sunday night, you're wiped out. Actually waiting to go to work so you can rest. Waiting to go to work so you can rest. My mother-in-law used to tell me that, She says, I used to go to work. She would wake up at 4 in the morning and cook for the family, everybody's breakfast, this, that and the other, leave at 6. And she said, I would go and I would sleep for the first 5 hours.
She had a good boss, I guess.
I don't know, maybe she said she worked in the library. She said, first of all, the bus ride, 2 hours she would sleep. And then she says, for me, work was rest from the hectic stuff that happened in her house. So like that, I tell you, there's too much of talking. There's too much of ba 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 going on. And your prana is completely wasted, completely depleted by talking. Your prana is completely depleted by drinking. I'm not even going to go into the other stuff because I don't think it applies to any of us. But I just, you drive down Laval Road in Bangalore, no? The bars are just, the people are outside on the street literally. So
Bangalore is
full.
too much now, yeah.
So full of people drinking. They're very strict. But it's just this whole idea that you have to go out and eat and you have to go out and drink to be enjoying yourself. You can't enjoy yourself with something that's really simple. The nice vattakorn prasadam and chuttapla, or just sitting side by side and watching a show. Something very simple. The simpler you get, the richer your life becomes. The more you pack your life with experiences, because it's not that you're just saying you're going because of social commitment, but it is a drain on your energy. It is continual bombardment of your senses for long periods of time. And that is draining. You can't keep that, you can't sustain that. That's why you have to have leisure activity, that's why you have quiet activity after you come back. You can't do the same thing. That's why we require those 8 hours or 6 hours or whatever of sleep, because you cannot bombard your senses continually forever. This habit, the phone habit, this is the worst. Continual information, all useless stuff. None of it is worth it. None of it is necessary. And now you see in India, never used to be like this. Nobody looks at you. That human contact has gone. They don't want to mix with each other. They're very happy with their phones. Kalyana edukku pannardu, just marry your phone. Much better. No commitment. You won't have to cook for it. You won't have to stay up nights. There's no fighting. If you're fed up of it, throw it on the floor. It's gone. Get another one. The way people are losing that contact with each other. And when they're together, it's this constant noise. Yesterday we went out for breakfast and Jayashree's son was saying, I want to be able to enjoy. I want enough money to enjoy. Now exactly what are you thinking of in terms of your enjoyment? You see all these people that in college were on a high to have experiences. They'll get married, they come home to their children, they feed their kids and they're exhausted and they go to sleep. The cycle continues. And as you grow older, you'll see you cut out your activities and you get back to how it was before. And I tell you, as you keep simplifying your life, as you keep buying less and less from Publix, less and less from Macy's, less and less from every other place, your life becomes much richer, much better. We have to teach our children. The concept of what is enjoyment. The feeling of enjoying is sensual, is completely to do with the senses. You think you're enjoying when you taste some delicious food. You think you're enjoying when you see something, a beautiful movie, a beautiful picture, a beautiful show. You think you're enjoying when you spray yourself with a wonderful perfume. Aha, I feel so good. I'm using a $150 perfume. It is completely to do with your senses. And then there is no limit to what makes you what will make you happy, then you link your sense of enjoyment to the happiness that is your entitlement. Enjoyment is not happiness. Enjoyment is of this world. Enjoyment is outside of yourself in the sense that it is things that you enjoy. There is a difference between you and the objects of enjoyment. Let us not confuse that with happiness. What do we do? What do children do? What do youngsters do? What do normal people do? They believe that enjoyment, that party going, that eating, that drinking gives them happiness. Happiness is internal. It is completely internal. But we keep mistaking the two. So you can go to a party and not drink and still be happy. So do you see the difference between the two? What we call enjoyment and what is happiness? Problem is that 90% of the world don't see it this way. They don't see, hey man, enjoy. And I'll always say, what do you mean enjoy? What exactly do you have in mind? Enjoy. You're going to India, going here, going there. The travel is such a pain. You lose your luggage. You can carry only 50 pounds. You're always weighing your bags to see if it's underweight or overweight. By the time you come home, your feet are swollen. You're in a different time zone. You've gone and seen so many monuments, you're exhausted. Or talked to so many people, it's just too many experiences. Too many experiences. As a child, enjoyment is having a burger. As many burgers, as many pizzas as you want. As you get into middle age, enjoyment is, seeing beautiful women. Wow, that's just fantastic. And then when you're old, if you have a decent bowel movement, then you enjoy the day very much. So
talking about the people moving on.
But it is true. It is true. Your list of things that make you enjoy life will change from the time you're a child because it is all connected with wants and desires.
So we are on the righteous space right now.
Yeah.
Looking at beautiful women.
Hopefully you haven't gone into the bowel movement stage. It will all change. Your kids will have, obsession with something at a young age. You'll see how their idea of enjoyment changes as they grow up. And that's exactly what I was telling Chan. I said, you don't want to play with, dinky cars and toys now. Things have changed. You have to grow up. You have to mature. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand and see that things are changing. You can't live the same way that you did when you were 5 years old. And it comes automatically for most people. For some, they get stuck in that thing of continually wanting to enjoy. Always helps to have limited wealth. Always helps. That way, your enjoyment is more with people than with things. And I think enjoyment with people is a lot more healthy. Even if it's a lot of talking and this and that, then enjoyment with things. That wanes. Something you like, something it goes. Something you like, something it goes. But it is just an exercise in futility. Enjoy this world we've put into this world. Enjoy it, but do not let it control you. You be the master of your destiny. You be the master of your senses. And if possible, recognize when it's controlling you. And then ask the Almighty to allow you to release it, to let it go. Because from that comes liberation. And when you're liberated, you truly enjoy. You truly enjoy. You can be completely dispassionate. That's a state we all long for. We have our little attachments, addictions, habits that we cannot get rid of. There is no blame here. There is only learning. And there is only consciousness which you can shine on it and say, is this what I want? And if the answer is yes, then I suppose you have to keep doing it. But if the answer is no, hopefully you dissociate yourself with it. So teach your children this. The difference between enjoyment and happiness. And let them not confuse the two. And you don't confuse the two, and hopefully have quieter weekends.